Welcome to yet another episode of Sports Talk. So, guys, basically, day one of the Sydney cricket test match. If you're an Indian fan, not a very happy day for you. But yes, if of course you're an Australian fan, then good signs out there. Australia has gotten off to a good start, if not a great one. And more importantly, two of the best batsmen, Steve Smith and Labuschagne, both of them are set and they're looking really good. So we'll do a quick roundup of what happened on day one. Of course, India fielded a depleted side, and in terms of bowling, and it was showing as well. But despite that, what's really heartwarming is the fact that two of the relatively fresh bowlers, Mohammad Siraz and Navneet Saini, they were the wicket takers. So it really shows that this young Indian bowling attack, it also has the ability to come in and take wickets, especially on a day when Jasprit Bumrah and R. Ashwin, they did not take wickets. So those are the a few positives for India. Sydney pitch, it's an absolute belter of a track. To me, it just seemed a little slow today. It was a little bit spongy, maybe because of the overnight rains. There was a little bit of a moisture. But I do hope, that possibly tomorrow with bright sunshine and stuff, the pitch will quicken up. It will become better for batting. I think day two and day three will be the best days for batting. So if somehow India is able to, keep the press on Australia and get them under 300, which looks unlikely, but if they do, India still is in with a good bit of a chance. And why I say getting Australia under 300 is a possibility because even the Australian batting lineup, it's not a mighty one. So if you're able to get Smith and Labuschagne quickly, then Matthew Wade is batting five, and then Morris Green is still relatively new, and then there's the rest of the chain. So there is a good possibility that if India bowl well and with a little bit of luck on their side, they should be able to at least squeeze Australia into a sizable total, which is not daunting enough to rule India out of the match. But they're either fighting for the test match to salvage a draw or things like that. One of the other things that comes to the mind is once again talk of the town today will be Rishabh Pant and his wicket keeping, because there has been a lot of debate whether or not Pant is good enough. To me, giving up on Pant is not really cool at this point of time. I think if the Indian team has really selected him, and the team selected him knowing the deficiencies that he brings in, does it add to the pressure, with respect to how Rishabh Pant will bat or keep in the rest of the match? Yes, of course, yes. But I think it's a bitter pill to swallow. He dropped two catches today. The first one to Ravi Ashwin, it was a classic. It's regulation. So I don't think that Rishabh Pant should be dropping catches like that. That being said, he has to really work hard on his keeping. I saw today that even the gloves, when he keeps wickets, those two gloves, they're not together. And therefore, if I get into the basic nitty gritty of keeping, there are a lot of fundamental faults. But outside that, I thought it was a disappointing day because had Rishabh Pant taken those catches, scores that Australia was in at that point of time was meager. And that would have brought in Steve Smith under a lot of pressure as compared to when he actually came in, which allowed him the liberty to be aggressive initially. So, is that a trick that India missed? See, it's a long test match. It is too early to say that. But yes, I mean, if you do drop catches, there is always some sort of a penalty that you pick. Your bowlers tire out. There is a disappointment in the bowlers. The opposition gets a fresh breath of life, and they do get to play whatever number of additional balls that they can, and hence they add extra runs. What it also does is that it delays the arrival of the next middle order batsman. When you arrive at the crease at 50 for 2 versus when you arrive at the crease at say 100 for 2 or 110 for 2, situation is very different. The balls get gotten a little older, and therefore it is so much easier for the incoming batsman to come in and play their game. So that was, I thought, a couple of things that India missed out today. And despite that, India is not completely out of the test match. I thought they bowled really well in patches, and credit to Australians, they batted better in this test match. Also, given the fact that this pitch is not like your Adelaide or your MCG pitch. It's a far better pitch to bat on. There was barely any movement for the Pacers. And R. Ashwin, to me, he continues to bowl really well. He bowled really well in this innings as well. And if not for dropped catch, at least he would have had one wicket. But then that's sport for you. So that's the quick roundup on day one. I really hope that tomorrow is a better day for India, even though it looks difficult with bright sunny day, as predicted in the weather forecast. I feel that Australia is really going to pile on. And if India have to bowl significantly better than what they did today, especially with Navneet Saini, he has to be one, utilized a lot more, and number two, he has to be a bit disciplined. I thought that he wasn't really that disciplined. He can be a good bowler, but he needs to be coached well and guided well on the field as well. So let's then bring this to a close, and then we'll see you tomorrow after the end of the play, and hope that it is a much better day for India. Cheers.